This 9-part series, Gateway to Natural Wonders, is sponsored by Mammoth Lakes Tourism.
Mammoth Lakes started as a gold town. Today you can still visit much of that history scattered throughout the region and talk to the folks whose families are rooted in the area.
The history of Mammoth Lakes goes back about 200,000 years when volcanic eruptions formed the landscape you see today. Gold miners ascended into the basin in the 1870s looking for the next great Comstock lode, but they soon realized there wasn't a whole lot of gold or silver in those hills. By the turn of the 20th century, Mammoth Lakes was populated by just a handful of people, but in 1927 another group of prospectors formed the Mammoth Consolidated Mine. The remnants of this operation can still be found on the edge of town. At the same time, tourists started filtering into Mammoth Lakes. Yeehaw! This opened the door to the recreation industry we see today. One of the first on board was Emmett Hayden, who built a hunting and fishing lodge that still stands today.
This was mom and pop tourism back in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Margaret and Emmett Hayden were the mom and pop. And on their small scale, they were successful. He was an engineer with several degrees. Map making was one of them. He was a hunting and fishing guide up here and ran a map making company called the Hayden Map Making Company. They did the first recreational maps of the Eastern Sierra and used advertisements to offset their costs.
Inside the cabin, you'll find many artifacts from the Hayden family, including his hat and boots. The work of photographer Stephen Willard and inspiration to Ansel Adams and others is on display at the Hayden cabin, located not far from the original Willard Art Gallery.
For more information about Mammoth Lakes, go to visitmammoth.com.
Now back to the Today Show in New York.